Guys, welcome back for a quick update on the 97 Magna. So I took it out for a spin today and took it out the other day. You guys saw that video. Things I'm noticing. The steering is not smooth side to side, and it's hard to notice when you're actually just sitting still because you have friction from the tire. So when you turn it here, you don't really notice it. When you're out on the road, you can tell. Turning it back and forth is very tight. It's very jerky, like it's not smooth. So I did order steering bearings, steering head bearings for that. So I'm gonna have to pull all the front end off and drop the front end out of the frame here. There's a bearing on the bottom, bearing on the top, and replace those bearings because they're probably worn out. Maybe from the wreck, it jolted it up, and yeah, they're just not gonna work. So some of your lean, let's just go with this. A lot of the turning on this bike is leaning. So you don't really, unless you're going at a slow speed and need to turn in somewhere, you don't really notice it. It's not that big a deal. But it's a safety issue too, because the worse it gets, the harder it's gonna actually be to turn. So we have that issue. Next, I notice we're leaking fluid here. This is very wet around the shock. So I'm gonna try to take the, I got one of those little things you slip in around there and try and clean it out. Maybe we can, maybe there's some dirt stuck in there that's getting stuck and causing it to leak. So we'll try that first. If that doesn't work, we're gonna have to pull the shock apart, pull the tube out and put in a new seal there. It might work to clean it out, we'll see. This bike has sat outside for quite a long time, so it's just not good for bikes. Now, when I got home, I noticed we're dripping wet. So follow your drip right up to the radiator. So we have a coolant leak. And I haven't actually chased it. This is the first time I'm looking at it. But another thing to address. And there's our coolant leak right there. This is actually a cover on the radiator. So I'm gonna actually have to pull that off. Might be simple, hopefully, or it might not, but we'll see once all that's taken care of. Other than that, the steering bearing, everything's up here in the front. All the issues we're having are up here in the front. So just wanted to give you guys a quick update on the 97 Honda Magna. Thing pulls, it runs great. I'm loving riding it. I mean, I think the front end can come up on this no problem. She really is a blast to drive. Other than, you know, this looks like crap and it looks off. Other than that, it's really just a pretty awesome bike. Being that I have these issues, I have the 96 sitting over there in the garage, and I could easily swap carburetors because those carburetors are leaking and these are not, and I don't have these issues that I know of on the 96. But I should probably just fix this up, fix that right, and go with what we got. But yeah, this is the one with the Vansenheim pipes. So anyway, the other thing, I'll have to look. I still didn't bend this back into shape. That's a far reach for me. I think that handle needs to be in just a little bit. But other than that, I'm having a blast with it. Excuse me. And excuse me, thank you. Yeah, other than that, it's awesome to ride. You have to wear long pants because you will burn your leg on that pipey guy. So anyway, having a blast on the 97. It's awesome. But now we have a coolant leak, a fork seal leak, and the steering issue. But you don't find these things out until you actually get them out on the road, put them through their paces. None of this stuff was noticeable. I think the steering actually got worse as I took it on the last longer trip. And I don't remember this leaking, but now that it's being worked and being used, probably some dirt in there. And the coolant leak, I did add coolant to the reservoir and the overflow tank. So maybe we had a leak all along and it just didn't have coolant in it. I don't know. So that's something I'm gonna have to check out. So when you're buying used bikes, especially wrecked bikes, you're going to find these things out as you go. You're going to have to tear them down multiple times until you iron out all the issues. So just remember, if you're buying used bikes, it is a process. It is not an instant gratification thing, as with the Kawasaki. Go back and watch videos on that, and you'll see kept finding different things, finding this and that. Now she's good to go. All kinds of happy on that bike. So I'll catch you on the next one. Follow along. We'll start tearing into this thing. Gonna have to pull the front end off, unfortunately. But yeah, all the fun. Keep her up. Talk to you later.